Hey y'all, welcome back to Thor's Theatron. This next race will be at Atlanta for the Bass Pro Shops 500. And we just came off of a top 10 at Las Vegas, and before that we had second place. And of course our Daytona we DNF'd. So without further ado, let's get started here. We only have one choice because all of our equipment's being repaired for another race. As usual, you guys know the drill. I'm gonna get into this, and then we will. I'll run my practice lap, my practice run. Make sure the setup's all right, and I'll let you know what happens after that, and I'll show you what my gear ratios are looking at. So I'll be back with you in a bit. Hey guys, I'm back. Practice went really well. We had the fastest practice time with a 31.43, and I didn't have to change the car setup at all. Here, let me show you what it is. I have the tire pressure at 25 pounds per square inch. Downforce is 74.5, and rear spoilers at 60. Suspension is 50-50, 0 turns. Gear ratios, I have 3.6 for the first gear. Second gear is 2.2. Third gear is 0.17. And fourth gear is 0.01. Rear end is 3.55. And I am actually going to move third gear down a little bit and second gear as well, so because that'll help with acceleration. Because I noticed when I was coming out of the pits for the pit spell, but as soon as I hit fourth gear, I had hardly any acceleration, so that'll help us getting out of the pits. So let's go qualify. I'm probably gonna move fourth gear back down, or down after we qualify, so we don't blow an engine, because it's getting pretty close to redlining. So this track here, when you start out, going into 1 and 2 here, when you're starting out, you can make it going 163 the whole way down. I slowed down to 160 getting in, but you can do like 165 to down to 163. Just make sure you're not accelerating too much into the corner. And there's not really a lot of heavy braking here. It's just getting off the throttle, just rolling through the corner. But as you start to pick up speed later on, well, not speed, but as your tires start to wear down later on, your tires won't grip as well, and you'll have to get down to the 150s. But everyone else should be doing that too, so it won't be too big of a deal. That's one of the reasons I suggest you guys to go run a practice for a few whiles. That way you could, if you don't like the setups that I'm running, you could change it. If the car is too light, too tight, or too loose for you, or anything like that, you get a better feel for the corners. You get a more feel of how the car's going to react during the race. So like how the tires are going to affect the driving. So that way you know more of what to expect when you're racing, and you don't just go into a race and just automatically get loose.
Welcomes you to Hampton, Georgia, site of today's NASCAR.
I'm sorry, I'm cutting into Barney Hall a little bit here, but that's just a little piece of advice for me to you.
I expect to see some exciting action in this one, don't you?
There sure have been some incredible finishes here at Atlanta. In the March race of 2001, Kevin Harvick beat Jeff Gordon to the checkered by mere inches to win his first NASCAR Winston Cup race. Given the circumstances and the emotion of that victory, that is one that people will talk about for decades to come.
That was
The 103 car
either the race after or 2 races after
the
2001 500 when we lost
be careful the recent
Big
battles
E.
don't escalate into something more.
Casey Mears looks to turn his luck around in this race.
He definitely needs a good finish, not just for himself, but for the team, his sponsors, and everyone else involved with that team.
Terry Labonte has been called the Iceman because of his cool demeanor under pressure. But maybe the nickname Iron Man is more appropriate.
That's right. Labonte set a record for consecutive race starts with 600.
Gordon's about to set the record this year. If he can make the whole season, he'll set it by quite a bit for not missing a race. God bless America.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
And we start our engines. And we get going. Finally starting on the inside line. I hate starting on the outside line. I don't like running the high line. Getting into the corner when there's people around. Because I tend to lose a lot. I didn't change the gear ratio, but that won't matter as much in this course as it did the last one. And the last one we didn't end up blowing an engine anyway, so.
That's another rearview mirror. The interval to the leader is about 3 seconds. You're clear.
Yeah, another thing is don't get too caught up. When I'm racing, I don't pay attention to my speed at all. I just drive by feel. So don't get too caught up just hammering on the gas in the corner. You'll slide up the track like I did in 1 and 2. You could usually save it, but hopefully Biffle doesn't come down here for us. Nope. But yeah, you could usually save it, but if you're like 3 wide or something, you're on the bottom. You're gonna hit someone, and like see if someone was above me, I would have ran into him a little bit. And that wouldn't have been good. See if Jeff Green and us can get up to the front. Probably should be driving with Tony. He's a better driver, especially in this game. Tony is like crazy consistent in this game. I don't know how they make the if they just give certain drivers better rating cars or whatever, but as you'll see if we look in the standings for year after year, Tony will be in the top 5 for like 10 years in a row. I think they must have some kind of rating system for the drivers here, because you'll see the rookies usually don't do too good, even as you progress. And this was the year that the rookies were Jimmy Johnson and Ryan Newman. And this game actually has Ryan Newman race a lot better than Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson usually doesn't consistently finish well. He's usually not in the top 5 or even the top 10 for the points. So they must have some type of rating system, and that would make sense because speaking of Ryan Newman, that would make sense because Ryan Newman actually won Rookie of the Year in 2002, and everyone thought he was going to be a lot better than Johnson, but we all know how that turned out. Johnson ended up. Right now he has 6 championships. He won 5 in a row. So, and Newman hasn't won one. He almost won last year, but Harv took it instead. I'm glad Harv took it. I like Harv, but I would have loved to see Ryan Newman win it, just because I felt like that would have been a slap in the face to Brian Ferentz for the whole chase grid being set up so it favors winners, and then having someone who didn't even win a race during that year to win it. That would have been. I would have loved that. I'm getting a little crazy here. I'm talking too much. Not focusing on driving. Plus the tires are kind of going bad. It's getting a little loose. So are everyone else's. You see, I was down to 154 there, and who's that? Bobby Labonte didn't even really get any type of a jump on me or a run on me during that corner. So He's catching up a little now, but their tires wear too. It affects the way they drive. So.
Halfway on fuel. Right front
Halfway
tire
on
down.
fuel,
Keep an eye on it.
so we should make it about 16 laps.
Just 6 seconds separates you and the leader.
Personally, I always drive until I'm almost out of gas, just in case people are pitting and a caution comes out, because you never know. Sometimes these guys wreck each other. Sometimes one of them blows a tire or something, or they've been beating and banging, and one of them a piece flies off of someone's car. So you never know. You could catch a lot of guys' laps in places like this. At Daytona and Talladega, it doesn't really matter because you usually don't lap people just because they pit, because the track is so big and they're running like high 40, low 50-second laps. But places like this where you're running 30-second laps, and it takes on average probably about 14 seconds in this game for AI crews to pit. So that's half a lap right there, and then you figure all the time it takes to slow down getting into the pit, and then driving to your pit stall, and then driving out of the pit, and then getting back up to speed.
Tires about 6 seconds ahead.
A lot of places you can get about 2 laps on people from pit. So I know on one of my career modes, I finished a race where I had the whole field lapped at least twice. So
Right rear's
that's just one personal preference. And I think on this first pit stop, I mean the tires are affecting us, but not that bad. I kind of got used to it.
20 to go.
We're catching up to this group ahead of us. So what I think is going to happen is we're just going to take 4.
That left front tire.
Never mind. We only have 1 pit. I'm sorry. I was going to say we might take 4 and then just take right sides next time, but we might just take. No, we're going to take 4 because our left front just got a little. That was almost a wreck. Our left front just got damaged there. You see, so you figure around lap 20, between 24 and 26, that'd go red, and so the car would be handling pretty bad by then. So we might as well get 4 tires. Everyone else is going to help. So. And we are up to 17th. We started in 12th, so that's a good thing.
The left rear's getting warm.
Oh, we could at least go another lap, maybe 2. Sometimes these guys wreck coming out of the pits. Like in that first race where Dale hit me.
Coming in. Picked off another position.
Sometimes someone will just be coming out of the pit and they'll wreck
Best place for him is in your rear view
in the
mirror.
corner. So
Just 6 seconds separates you
hopefully we
and
could
the
be one of
leader.
the last ones to pit. We can go another lap. It was 4.1 on the fuel the last time around, so
That car ain't running much longer. You need fuel.
only lost a little bit.
6 car, down low.
We should just be able to just barely make it time by. I'll save a little gas here in the corner.
Number 6 is gaining on you. Car inside. Okay, we're clear.
Made it to the halfway mark.
The 17 car is down low.
Keep him behind you if you can.
Clear all around. Number 40 down low.
The leaders are pitting.
Leaders are pitting, and so are we.
All clear, buddy. Number 22 is outside.
Don't need to repair damage. It does. I don't think it's gonna change anything, but I mean we don't have any damage, so here we go. Don't fuck up, guys. There we go, no fuck ups. Great job. Came out in 18th. See there, we kind of slowed those guys down. The guys behind us slowed down, so we didn't lose any coming out of the pits. We're 21st now. So, beautiful. Free ride racing, boys.
Nice pass. Okay, we're clear. You let him by, he's gonna make things tough on you.
What are they talking about? Oh, Bush.
Number 42.
So Bush is behind us. He might try to wreck us. I don't really see him in the mirror, but you can see him down on the bottom. Oh, he's right behind us. Right behind us.
Number 42.
If he wrecks us, that's not good because we're one lap down.
The 42 car is still there.
Best place for him is in your
Okay, good. We're not now, so
Number 42 is still there. Good pass. All clear, buddy.
we'll see where we'll end up here. We got 13 laps left.
The 42 car is gaining on you. Car inside.
Share some of this draft with Ricky Craven. We could pull away from the guys behind us. Oh, slid up the track there a little bit.
Is going for the block. Number 42, down low. Hold your line. He's still there.
Oh, that was a good save. I kept the position too. Wow, that was beautiful.
Try to keep him behind you.
Car high. Up another spot. Clear on both sides.
Jamie Mack has got a fast car. He's the guy behind us in the 42 car.
Car is outside. The 42 car is going low.
Might pass us here. Kind of fucked up.
Keep him behind you if you can. Ten to go.
So we're definitely probably not going to lead. 10 to go. We're in 16th. I think we're, what, almost 11 seconds behind. We'll see in this next lap. As you get better equipment and you're this far behind, I mean, you can make it up easy. Especially on rookie. Rookie's really only practical to see where 13.6 seconds behind. But rookie's really only practical to use the first year, and maybe the second till you get some of your gear started or your equipment started. But I mean, unless you want to just wreck people, not actually wreck them, but I mean like destroy them. Well, not destroy their cars, but just destroy the competition, as in you just beat the living hell out of them. Because, I mean, you could probably lap the whole field if you set it the next higher race length, which I think is 25. I've never raced on that though, so I'm not sure, but you probably could if you had it on rookie and you had like a car rating of at least 80. Their cars improved too, but I'm not sure if it's as fast as yours, and I'm not sure if it's that they improve every like so often, like every year, or if they just improve when you improve. I always thought it was they improve when you improve. You just improved a little bit better. But I read somewhere once that it
Halfway on fuel.
that they improved every year, so I'm not sure about that. But they do improve.
Your right front tire's a little worn. Careful now.
Tires are getting a little worn. We got 6 laps left. Come on, Johnny Benson. I'm hoping if we can catch a little draft from him, we can get up to that pack and maybe even get a top 10 again.
Just 5 to go. We're up another position. Number 10. It's up high.
Save that.
Still beside
Almost.
you.
Almost got loose coming out of the turn there. That's one of the reasons why I don't like the high line. You'll see I don't like lows either, because I get super loose coming out of the turns. Just lost a spot to Dale Jarrett, but we didn't lose a position. Oh, I guess we did lose a position. We must have passed someone else other than Benson, because I thought we were in 16th behind him. Let's hook on the back of Dale Jarrett, see where he gets us.
Number 22 is putting a block on you. Your right rear tire's wearing down. The 01 car. It's up
Or we
high.
could hook on to Burton.
Number 01 is still there. The 22 car is getting in your way. Clear on both sides. The 88 car is outside. You're clear. Number
3 laps
88
left. I
is
don't think we're
behind
getting a top 10, but
you. Number 22 is putting a block on you.
13th finish ain't bad. I could definitely pass up Burton right now, but I kind of don't want to, because he'll help me catch up to the guy in front of us and pull away from Dale Jarrett, as long as I don't do stuff like that and just ride up the track and then get loose.
Take it easy. That pass was for position. Nice job.
Leader already crossed the flag, so.
Still there. Careful. Number 88 is still there.
I'm going to race real hard here, because we're going to try our damnedest to not finish 13th or 14th. We're going to finish dozen. So,
All clear, buddy.
and we are. Hopefully we're going to win the Rookie of the Year. 12th place finish. Not bad. 12's a good number. 13 seconds behind. Jeff Gordon won. Man Gordon.
There were only a few lead changes.
Yep, there weren't too many battles up front.
Yeah,
for
okay, we don't
position.
need to listen to that. Didn't make any rivals this race. See, I didn't drive like a maniac this time. Are you proud of me? And, yeah, I made our expectations. If you want, you can pause and look at this, but I think it just takes time to just read it all, so I'm just gonna exit out of here. And we'll go and we'll make some repairs, and then that'll be it for this video. And we'll go to Darlington. That's a tough track. Both turns are different. Turn 1 and 2 are different than turn 3 and 4. So you gotta approach it a little bit different. And that's one of the tracks I get loose at a lot. So I'm sure a lot of you do too. So I'll give you some tips on how to stay in, how to keep from getting loose. Here we go. We'll repair it. Might as well repair this too. And repair that. So, there we are, guys. Little recap here. Daytona 500, we finished last because Gordon wrecked us. And next race, we finished second, which was great. And the race after that, we finished 10th, which was good. We had 2 top 10s in a row. And this past race, we finished 12th. So we're doing pretty good here. And we'll see you next week at Darlington. We'll see how we do there. All right, stay safe, YouTube.